time for Larry's garden, and I'm begging him, please give me an easy solution to saving my plants.
Sure.
You're going to get into that. Let's talk about the lawn.
We're going to talk about lawn. Everybody's calling me about lawn. The main thing is make sure that you water your lawn. When you're out there and you notice the grass blades are kind of I don't know if you can see, they're kind of rolling up. The sign of drought. You want to keep the first 4 inches of ground moist and wet because heat transfers through water. It holds heat more. It's going to keep your grass healthy. Add drought stress, add cold weather. It's going to be slow to recover in the spring.
Okay, but do I want to water today? It's only going to get up to 40 degrees.
Yeah, if your grass is dry and you go out and put your finger in there and you think, oh well, it's really dry. You want to protect it. You want to make sure it's watered.
I just worry that it's not going to dry off in time for the freeze again tonight.
Good question, but normally it is. Okay, right now today, when the temperature's around 40, around 10, you can put some water on your dry areas. Also, you want to make sure that if you're thinking about resodding, you want to wait until we have that warming trend in a couple of weeks and resod those areas, that are, if you're putting a new home in or doing a re-landscape in the back, some of those things you're going to do. But if you have plants at cold damage, take a look at this banana. The main thing is it's not going to die. It can go to the ground.
This is alive still.
This is still alive. But you want to, when you cut back, you want to make sure you keep the trunk intact above the ground in order if you want to have fruit next year. Some of this foliage hanging over the plant looks dead, actually protects it, and the plant's still viable. Maybe when the temperatures get down even to the 17 degrees, as long as this ground temperature, which is in the pot, is around 50 degrees. The ground temperature here never drops below 50 degrees.
When should we strip this?
Good question. People think, well, 70 degrees, it's looking, warm out there, you need to clean up. You want to leave it on. You want to try to leave it on. Because until spring. Until spring. Because, these leaves and hanging over there actually this area is going to be a little warmer.
Just leave it, okay.
Because you want to keep this part of the plant, and you can see this looks dead here.
Yeah.
But when we pull back the plant, you can see it's still viable. Yeah. So this portion hanging over the plant like that actually retains heat there, keeps the crown very viable, and it's not a problem.
Okay.
Here's another plant that, a lot of people have this plant. When these leaves freeze back, don't worry about letting them hang down there. First thing in the spring, when they come out, cut them back, it's going to survive.
Okay.
Another popular question people ask, when they're covering the plants with the fabric, how long can you leave it on? When it's staying around 40, 50 during the day, not a problem. There's some light penetration. If you have plastic covering them, maybe you want to take that off because it really heats up.
I've got a comforter.
Comforter is perfect.
Okay, it's all right.
Nice and dense, but it lets air go through there. Moisture can be exhausted through the fabric. So you can leave them on for as long as you need to. Say when it gets around 70, you want to take it off. Again, water the plant, make sure it's get enough water it's in good shape.
We've got 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Lantana is a popular plant. Believe it or not, they're going to be cold tolerant. I mean, this looks terrible, but if you scratch the branch of the lantana, the limb of it, just like that with your fingernail, you can see that it's still green. And this plant is going to survive next year. It's going to look good, and you'll be ready to go in spring.
What isn't surviving?
What isn't surviving is plants like very tropical plants that you didn't cover, plants you put too much fertilizer on them, and ones that are not watered. But if you didn't cover them, start next year.
There you go. All right, Larry's Garden. He's always got useful information. Go to larrysgarden.com or call him at 346-1970. And